Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do number 3 from your homework last night. Here's the two problems that you were given. A system of equations is simply when you have two equations where the variables are going to be the same value. So in this case, the x's are going to be the same value for both equations, and the y's are going to be the same value. That's why we can use them with each other to determine the value of x and y. If these weren't a system of equations, then we'd be looking for a different answer for x in each problem and a different answer for y, and you can't use them together in that case. So, in this system of equations, you have two options. You can either use the substitution method or the elimination method. Elimination method is also called the stacking method. So I'm going to show you this one using the substitution method. The substitution method is named that because you're going to use the value you get in one of the equations and substitute it into the second equation. So when you're determining which one to use with the substitution method, you can start with either one of these. I'm going to simply start with the first one because there's no coefficient. A coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So in this one, our coefficient is 2, 12. So this one has no coefficient in front of x, which means I have to do less to get x by itself. So I'm going to start with the equation, and I'm simply going to solve for x. Now I can substitute what I know x equals into the equation I didn't just solve for x in. So I used this equation to solve for x, so that means I have to use the other equation to substitute my answer in for. So now I'm going to use that second equation and substitute in 11 minus 6y, so that when I do that, I only have y's in this equation now. So now I can solve for y. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute this. So 22 minus 12y minus 12y equals 10. I'm going to combine my y's now. Always combine before you start moving things to the other side. So this was order of operations, multiplication first. Now I'm going to do some subtraction to combine these and get negative 24. Now I need to get y by itself. So I'm going to move anything that does not have a y attached to it. And now this is negative 24 times y, so I'm dividing by 24 to get y by itself. So now I have y equals 1/2. Now I can use this to substitute back into that very first problem. So now I'm going to do x plus 6 times 1/2 equals 11. So I substituted what I knew my y equaled into that first equation. So now I have x plus 3 equals 11, subtract my 3, and x equals 8. So my solution is x equals 8 and y equals 1/2, and that's the substitution method.